going on? What's going on, man? Yeah, y'all already see it, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Hey, first and foremost, man, my prayers go out, to the Nose Nation. I was praying for y'all all last year, Florida State. I was praying for y'all boys, man. This one's being like from my heart, being real. My prayers go out to the people that lost their lives. I believe it's two people who got injured, and the students and families and the Florida State alumni, the whole community all together. My prayers go out for each and one of y'all. Hope you guys, can get through this tough time and we can move past this. But I truly believe that this will always be a part of our history. And what happened at Florida State not too long ago. I actually had a brother that was going there. My brother played football, and he was going there for a visit. That same day, he was an hour away. So everything happens for a reason. So yeah, my prayers go out to everyone, each and one of y'all. But man, 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 what is going on, you guys? I know last time you guys saw me at the Broker Lounge, I was going to wait until everything was completed. Had the 4K camera, had my lights up. I just had one of the lights. Had the lights up, the core, blah, this, why, this, that, and the third. But I just wanted to show you guys, man, what hard work, dedication, and faith can lead you to. A lot of people don't know that last year I was literally living in this truck more than I was at home. Don't get me wrong, I went home, you know, but I'll do 2, 3, 4 months on the road, and I'll do a week, maybe 4 days, because I had a goal. I had something that I wanted to accomplish, and that's what really helped me to get past that hump. What's going on, man? Don't forget to like the video. We back, Broken Talk driving right now. But anyways, I had a goal, wanted to accomplish something, and to be able to pay off. I was $40,000 in debt. If you don't believe me, I have a video in my little playlist, whatnot, where I speak about the situation, and I was able to pay it off. You know, last year, I was able to save a lot of money, and I was able to fix my credit, purchase a home. I was able to upgrade my credit cards. What's going on, man? Y'all go ahead and like it. We're gonna talk about Trump real quick. I was able to, get upgrade some of my credit cards. So I'm in a phase right now where I'm gonna start transitioning, where I'm not gonna be driving over the road like I used to. It's crazy because where I picked up this load at the other day, we're going back and forth with the broker because the broker gave myself and another driver the same pickup information, right? But he had two loads. One was for 28,000 pounds, which I wanted, and the other one was for 38,000 pounds. And we're going back and forth. The broker actually emailed me and was like, "Yeah, you're getting the 28,000 pounds." So as I was telling the shipper, now keep in mind the shipper and the other drivers, they're kind of like, they're from the same country, if I could say that. They're from the same country, so they're kind of like talking back and forth. When I'm there, they speak English, but they're not hearing them speak their language. You know what I'm saying? When I go use the restroom. So I ain't gonna lie, I let my guards down. I went to go use the restroom. I show them the email. Like, hey, the broker said I'm getting the 28,000 pounds load. And long story short, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go use the restroom. I contact the broker. I told the broker, man, call the shipper. Holla at Buddy. Buddy acting confused. I was already there for 45 minutes waiting. The load was there. The load was ready. But like I said, the shipper and the other driver, they from the same country. You feel what I'm saying? So as I was using the restroom, when I came back, I see the shipper. He's already signed the paperwork. I'm like, you talked to the broker? And he's like, nah, I'm gonna give him the 28,000 pounds. You guys got the same BOL, and I'm gonna load you up with the 36,000 pounds. What? Bro, I just showed you. I literally just showed you. The broker said I'm getting a 28,000 pound load, but I ain't argue with him. I took the load, slide my tandems, got right. This ain't nothing new to been doing this. But no shade against the other driver. He was a cool guy. And this is where I was coming when I was telling you guys that I'm thinking about this is it. Well, I've been thought it was it. This was part of the other goal, right? But as I was talking to the other guy, he was an owner operator. He had an older truck, 900,000 miles. He made a lot of money the year before, and he got a newer truck compared to what he had. His truck that was running great, perfectly, 900,000 miles, almost hit the million mile mark. So he bought a newer truck with 400,000 miles for $100,000 cash. What's going on? What's going on, Molly? Molly Case was good, man. Um, so he bought $100,000 cash. This truck. He had to put in $45,000. Now this was a glider truck. If you guys don't know what a glider truck is, look it up because I'm still confused about what a glider truck. When he said he had a glider truck, the only thing that popped in my head. Let me know for all the truckers that's watching this video. Write in the comments when the person said he got a glider truck. Does that mean that his truck doesn't have DEF? They took the DEF system out. I believe that's what it is. What's going on? What's going on? Kai Young. I believe that it is. Is this true? Truckers will be being laid off soon. All right, I'll answer that question right now, Molly Cakes. It all depends. Well, let me hurry up. Let me speed up what I was just saying, and I'll answer that for you, Molly Cakes, because I got some news for you about that. I'm glad you asked that. But it really all depends. But going back to the guy, he has a guy in church. He spent $100,000 for the buy the cash, and then he had to put $45,000 with the $45,000 within repairs. So now his truck is $145,000 all in. Nobody ain't gonna try to buy your freaking truck. I don't care if you fucking put Louis Vuitton cord and the jacuzzi inside, and you got I ain't nobody trying to buy no one's gonna buy your truck for $145,000. Not in this market. But he's been driving for 12 years, and he said that's all he knows. And I said, God damn, I looked him in his eyes, man. I'm like, damn, this all you know, dog. I don't want to be like you. So that's why I'm saying I'm in that transition. I got a lot of new things that's about to happen. I'm bringing a lot more content, a lot more lifestyle stuff. We're still talking about trucking. Now going back to what Molly was asking about, is it true a lot of truckers are getting laid off? It depends where you're at. Now, if I'm not sure if you saw it in the news, it could be true, could not be true, but I had a friend of mine told me that UPS is laying off 20,000 well, 20,000 employees. Now, out of that 20,000 employees, I'm pretty sure that UPS does not have 20,000 truck drivers only. I'm pretty sure UPS have IT guys, UPS have, managers, truckers, you know. I'm 100% sure that out of the 20,000 people that are going to get laid off from UPS, um, some could be truckers. Is it going to be the over the road truckers? Is it going to be the box truckers? I don't know. But yeah, companies are shutting down. Are they shutting down because of the tariffs? I you know, maybe. But to be honest with you, like I'm still running. You know what I'm saying? I'm still running. The miles has been a lot more uh, elongated, if I could, long-winded, if I could say that. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're with like a major carrier, or you're with the mom and pops, you just never know when that day might come. You know, you just never know, and it's been like this for the last 2 years. I'll really be honest with you. Ever since 2023, after COVID kind of like slowed down a little bit, it's really been kind of shitty for truckers. And that was one of the reasons why in 2023 I had the opportunity to purchase my truck, and I was like, "Fuck no." I was like, purchase a truck or, use my money and hang out. You know what I'm saying? I use the money and hang out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad I didn't purchase a truck because who knows where I would be at right now. But yeah, the trucking market is driven by consumers. You know, that's what the trucking market is driven by. We're not driven by what's going on with taxes and this, that, and the third. Now, granted, consumers are driven by cost of living. So if items that they bought weeks ago or months ago or years ago have doubled, they're not going to buy as much. But rather, what they'll do is probably bulk up to have that item last a little longer. Now, with truckers, when the shippers or receivers, right? Your receivers are like Walmart, Sam's Clubs, and this, that, and the third. But Walmart is a receiver and a shipper, if that makes sense. But when they do their inventories, right, and they sit down and say, hey, customer are not buying as much as they did last month, so they're gonna shorten their inventory. When they shorten the inventory, then that means there's not a lot of jobs. But at the moment, there's more demand for items than there is truckers on the road, if that makes sense. So we're all right, but I really do strongly believe if you're a truck driver, if you're working at a restaurant, if you're a manager, you're an asset firm manager, whatever you're doing, I believe this is a time to really save your money. Look in other ways or means of investing or learning other trades. Currently, I'm actually learning something that I've already started, and I thought that was gonna boom when I started it in October, but my time was consumed in this truck and I wasn't really able to focus on it a lot. So I haven't spoke to you guys about it, what I've been working on, but actually I ran into someone that's very successful in that lane and I'm learning through that person. So hopefully, when I transition into the next phase of my life, and bring you out with me. I can't leave all 5,000 plus of y'all by yourself now. Come on, man. Why? Why would I do that? But yeah, stack your bread up, man. Stack your bread up means save your money, save your funds. Don't go out. Like last year, I didn't go. I didn't go on no vacations. I didn't overspend. I didn't do nothing. And to be 100% transparent with you guys, there's a time in my life, before my divorce, where I was literally spending $4,000 to $6,000 in a week, sometime in 4 days, and then I'll come back in the truck. So if you guys are wondering how the heck did your credit card got so high where you owe $40,000, one that tells you what's my credit limit at that time. I'm gonna show y'all what my credit limit right now. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if you watch my last live, I believe I showed you some of the credit cards. So that's another lane I'm gonna get into. Is really talking about fixing your credit. Because if I could do it, you could do it. There's a lot of baloney truck drivers, people that are talking about, "Oh, I can fix your credit. I could do this or that for you, blah blah blah," and they got you doing freaking starter cards. You don't need to do all that. I show you the American Express card. I show you the Chase Sapphire card. I even show you the business credit card. So wherever angle alley you're trying to get to, I believe I did show you the Capital One Venture card as well. So listen, I'm your guy if you really try to fix your credit, but I ain't hungry for money where I'm gonna be like, oh, take me, pick me, go to me. If you want to go to the other guys and let them fill you up with air, then go do that. You know what I'm saying? But when the time comes, I'll get you right. Believe that. You heard? But yeah. Going back to what I was saying, man, it's just stack your money up. I was spending $4,000 to $5,000 a week. I was going on vacations. I was spending $500 on cologne, and that was like two bottles. I was going out this. I mean, in 1 year, I spent $14,000 just going out to eat. That's going out to restaurants. I was spending 14,000. I spent $14,000 that year, and I tell you, people, you can pick up bad habits from bad people. You can pick up good habits from good people. So you just got to be really, really cautious of what you're picking up. and how it's affected your life before it destroys you. You understand me? But yeah, I think I'm coming down with a sickness, man. My freaking dog had a fever. Um, his ears was all clogged up and everything. He's real sensitive, like really, really, really sensitive. So he had a fever, man, and I was cleaning out his ear, doing what I needed to do. I didn't have my dog for about a month. I left him at home so I could kind of like, you know, have me time in the truck. But when I got him back, his ears all clogged up, this, down the third, and he was getting a fever. Now my nose is all clogged up, this, down the third. It feel like I'm getting a fever. Can humans get sick? If your dog is sick, can that sickness from a dog, like a fever or whatever, can that get transferred to a human too? Can humans get sick from their dogs? Cause my nose is clogged up now, man. I'm looking like him. He's good now. He chilling, vibing. He got his appetite back. 'Cause I know my dog, so I know, I could kind of pinpoint. Okay, I know what the problem is, cause we've been through this before, and I could be able to get it fixed without paying a $400 freaking vet bill. Let me see. Take him to the veterinarian. What I did, I went to the vet before I came back over the truck. Went to the vet, and they said you could tell from his ear, because what happened was I noticed that when I came back home, his ears were like real chappy, and I was like, nah, bro, this ain't right. So when I went to go get him bathed, at one of those pet stores, pet supplies place, they bathe him like, hey, I think his ears blah blah blah, this, that, and the third, which means they give me a long summary of what can cause what's going on in his ears. He might have an infection, and that's when I did take him to the vet. But I got a the medication, the prescription, all that stuff, the insurance for dogs. So I did take him to the vet, and when they told me like, yeah, we believe, when they were looking inside his ears, like, yeah, they looked at his paws and all that stuff inside his gums, and I know if it's real like gray, and you can tell when the dog's not really breathing a lot or good. So long story short, when they looked in his ears and this, that, and the third, and like, all right, yeah, yeah, we just think he probably have a ear infection. I still have the antibiotics at my house from his last ear infection last year. So I'm like, word for real? All right, cool. So I sat down and I'm like, hey, matter of fact, I'm like, nah, 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 nah. I know how y'all get that. Do you know they charge me? Hold up, I love your channel. I gotta run. All right, Molly, man. I got a long day. You too. Drive safe, stay safe. It's always a great time when you're here, Molly. See you next time. But um, they charged me $60 just because I wanted to go in the room with my dog. I ain't trust them, so I was like, "Yo, you're not gonna take my dog back there. I don't know what kind of shots and freaking vaccines you're gonna be injecting him." And these was even my last dogs. So I was like, I want to be there, and I want to watch what you guys do. So they're like, all right, cool. We'll just get you a room, one of the rooms, and you can just sit back there with your dog, and the doctor will visit you there. I'm like, all right, bet. They charged me $60 just to sit in the room, man. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So now I kind of, I'm getting becoming a dog expert, if I could say that. This dumbass. Don't you hate it when you're driving? It's a freaking car, a four wheeler, a Toyota that wants to sit on your left side and just sit there. Don't speed up. Don't do nothing. Just fucking sit there. You freaking idiot. This guy right here, the Honda Pilot, freaking idiot, bro. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If I'm driving, right? If I'm driving and you're on my left side, you're on the left lane, and you're just driving right at the end of the trailer. If something happens where I have to swerve to the left, I'm blocked in. If something happened where if a car's trying to merge in, I'm blocked in because of you. Because by the time you finally realize, oh shit, I have to speed up, it's already too late. Like that gets on my that's my biggest pet peeve. And then you're driving a fucking Honda. What the fuck? The slowest car on the fucking road is faster than any of these souped up freaking semi trucks, with or without a load. So hit the fucking gas and keep moving. But some people, they think, oh, let me drive next to this truck. And I'm just gonna text. This is the best time for me to text and send out that message. It just get on my nerves. It irks me. Here goes another one. So what I usually do when I see someone that's kind of sitting for too long on my either my right or my left side and not really moving and going as speed as me, I just turn my if they're on my left side, I turn my left signal on, act like I'm going to merge to the left, and that usually scare the shit out of them. It scares the shit out of them where they want to speed up, like, oh shit, I can't let him cut in front of me. So that's what I usually do. I hit the turn signal, and they'll speed up, and I just turn off the turn signal and keep on driving. And by then they're like, fuck, he got me. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Another one. Who's in front of us? Who? So let's say if you see that there's a truck right in front of me. I don't know if you can see it. You look, I'm heavy. Now you could. The only reason why you're speeding up is because I'm heavy. But it's insane. And I'm not gonna lie. I just can't. I'm really excited for the next phase of my life where I gotta at least take. I gotta take a year off. It's gonna be longer than that. But I gotta freaking, I gotta take a year off the road, man, and kind of focus on some other thing. Because one thing about trucking, bro, like yeah, you could make money depending who you're running for. You could run with the Russians and make 22, 23, $100 a week, but you're running about 4 to 5 thousand miles. How you doing that? Don't ask me. I don't know how they're doing it, but somehow, some way, they're doing it by the books legally, and they speak English. Speaking English, you seen that Trump just signed an executive bill about all truck drivers must speak English, and all the non-truck drivers, or the ones that the non-truck drivers and the truck drivers that don't really know the DOT federal guidelines and rules and regulations, right? They're all like, yeah, finally somebody with common sense. Not saying because he did say that this is to be the year of common sense, but it's already in the rule books. You must speak English. You have to write and speak and read English. It's been in the yearbooks for years. Now, all he did was enforce what's already been in the rules. But it's not gonna change nothing. Because it's already been in the rules, right? If it's already been in the rule books for years, that means that those government officials, those state troopers, were very relaxed, lenient when it came to that rule. There's drivers from all over the countries that don't speak English, that could barely understand English, barely, and don't even know what a street sign is. Because we got street signs that have no words. So you got to know that the sign I'm looking at right now is a black arrow with a little dash coming inside of it, and it's in the yellow diamond form. What that sign? Anyways, yellow. That means immersion. There's a lot of people that don't know that, right? But the problem is that the state troopers ain't never say nothing about it. The major carriers didn't say nothing about it. Because those guys are the ones that are going to run for the low miles. It's just facts. Those guys are going to be able to run with 2, 3, 4, 5 clocks, no problem, and then go home by wintertime. Yeah, they go home by wintertime. So the English-speaking drivers during winter, they're fucking crashing and flipping the trucks and doing all type of shit. When I say English-speaking drivers, the drivers that they know how to speak English, they know how to write, they know how to read. They're the one that's crashing during wintertime. Ain't the non-speaking. They went back to Africa. They went back to the islands. They went back to South America. They went back to Asia. They don't do winter. Not saying that, and I'm talking about majority. I'm not talking about the minority. I don't have to break down the percentage. But anyways, so it doesn't change anything. But when you start cracking down on some of these companies that are doing some illegal stuff, as far as when it comes to time, and hours, then you're doing something. But guess what? The good old boys back in the 60s, the 50s, the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, the real truck drivers. Goddamn, the one that said back in my day, they were driving on 2 or 3 logbooks. There was no clocks back then. There was paper books. I was running 1,800 miles in one day. They were driving on 2 or 3 different logbooks. So why y'all cool with them doing that? But now the non-speaking, or now the flip-floppers, let's just say that. The flip-floppers are driving on 2 or 3 different clocks. Y'all want to talk shit about them. So you know what? Eliminate all that. That's when you tell me you're actually doing a change in trucking. Eliminate all that. But guess what? The consumers, you guys, the guys that like the next day shipping, 1 or 2 days, you guys, same day delivery. Yeah, you guys are gonna get affected. Cause now it's gonna take longer for you to get your package. But you need your package right now. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna pay that extra fee for a faster delivery, meaning that instead of them just throwing on the back of a truck and putting the rate up where a company that that kind of can manipulate the clock will usually pick this, they know what they're doing. But anyways, it's gonna affect y'all consumers. So now you're gonna pay an extra fee. Instead of them throwing on the truck, they're gonna throw on the plane to get to what you're going. You gotta pay for that gas now. You gotta pay for the gas now. You hear what I'm saying? But you're all right. You need your shipment coming back because that's what you are accustomed to. I mean, you need your shipment the next day because that's what you are accustomed to. But guess what? You and 100 million other citizens need their shipment the next day. So prices go up. Prices start to steadily moving up, 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 up. Then you're showing me you're actually doing a change in the trucking game. But you enforcing a law that already been in the law, great, perfect. I'm on the road right now and I don't see no changes. I don't see no changes, bro. I'm in the road. I passed through Arkansas. I ain't gonna lie, they had a surprise inspection in Alabama. I was gone. I bust. The DOT officer was putting the code down. He saw me. He about to put his hand on me. I hit the left. Bam, gone. Fuck out of here. You thought I was gonna pull over? Oh, you thought I was feeling you? Nah, you a munch. Nah, you thought I was gonna pull over? Nah, I gotta go home, baby. This is that whole time week. I don't got no breaks. But yeah, man. So if you really want to make a change, do that. Start cracking down on companies that are doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Huh? Do that. Then you're gonna start seeing a decline in truckers. When everybody figure out, hey, listen, you can only drive on 1 clock. It's impossible to drive on 2 clocks. That's when you're gonna hear the good old boys, the one that say, "Well, back in my days," they're gonna say, "Truck it is broken. It's done. It's finished," and it's not gonna be worth it because you got the major carriers that are paying 55 cents, 57 cents, 58 cents. The highest they're going is like 62 cents. They're driving on 1 clock. You only making 1,000 some bucks. You could do that at home. Shit, you could make times that selling online. So what's the whole point of being a trucker? So all the propaganda that they're shooting and saying, oh, the trucking, they don't have drivers and da 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 da, that could come into fruition if they start cracking down on what really needs to be cracked down on, right? The mechanic shops are going to shut down because there's not a lot of trucks no more. Love's, Pilot, TA. Do you know the owner of Love's, a female? She, at the time, or like 2 years ago, she was the 8th richest person in the world. And she didn't own no truck, but they had her in the fucking trucking industry. Love's is a truck stop. She was worth like $8 billion. I'm not saying the world. Uh, in the United States. I'm not sure if it was in the world, but I think in the United States. Um, that's where you're gonna start seeing things. Now the whole thing with China and the United States, I love this shit. The whole tariffs and all this. I invest. Excuse me, y'all. Ah. So you got that one cough where you just gotta, you know what I mean? Get that bit out of there. You gotta get that thing out of your mouth. Yeah, I had one of them babies. Oh, anyways, I love the tariff thing. The reason why I like the tariff thing, I invest in stocks. So I've learned throughout the years, you make the most money when there's a freaking how do you say, a danger, a crisis going on. When there's a crisis going on, when you have two countries bickering each other, then bickering at each other, you can make the most money if you put your money in the right places. Now, where you ain't gonna make the most money depends where you are on where you invest in. Will be if two countries are at war. Now, if you are heavily in the, if you invest heavily into like the guns and protections and security and this, that, and the third, then yeah, you'll make your money. But if you're invested into like other things, other tangible items, then no, you're not gonna make money. When anytime two countries are at war, you lose money because instead of the countries focus on producing and earning, they're producing and killing. Okay, so you can't make money when you're at war, and that's with anything, man. If you go on the streets and you got two houses and they both selling, products, they're selling candy cane, you know what I'm saying? And the owner of this house is feuding with the owner of that house. Well, if they both at war, the customers, the clientels are not going to come there because you guys, they might be a casualty, an innocent victim of a deadly war gang, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's just common sense. Whenever there's a war going on, ain't nobody make money but the people who are selling armor, the people who are selling bullets, stuff like that, protection and whatever, whatever. So with this whole terror thing, I love it. I'm not really a consumer. I'm more on the selling side. I love to sell. It's just something about selling and flipping a product and flipping money. It fascinates me. Like it really, 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 really do fascinate me. And hopefully one day I could get on one of these big podcasts and be like these rappers and celebrities and tell my whole life story and about all the things I used to do. And everybody's gonna say, "Oh my God, you're talking to the feds. Why are you talking to DJ Vlad? Why are you saying this, that?" You know what I'm saying? So, but I love to sell. I just love to sell, especially a product that you don't really have to sell. You just have to flip. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. I'm a numbers guy. But yeah, the whole terror thing is all bullshit. As long as China and United States are not physically going at a war, there's an avenue for us to make profit, to make money. And I've made so far about $170. Now, for you guys could be like, $170. I didn't do nothing for that $170. I didn't. And it's only what, May. There's 7 more months left in the year, and that made $170. Now it's been up and down, up and down, up and down, right? But I've been able to maintain that $170. So that's why I'm giving that average. Now the highest was $400, $500. But I didn't do nothing. All I did was invest in something and my dollars started earning while I sit back and started earning myself. So we both working, we're partners. See, me and my money, we're partners. I don't use my money to spend a lot, not all the time. So, yeah, when it comes to my house, I am going to spend because I'm big on. I rather buy things that I'm going to use for a long time, like a big ass flat screen TV, which I have. I use it every day. I'm not big on like spending money on $400, $500 on dinner, going on social media to figure out what's the new trend and experience. I'm not big on that. Like Don't get me wrong. I'm going to Hawaii and different places, but I want to spend money where I can look at where my money's at. I like looking at my money either in the bank getting flipped or in my garage, my dream cars, in my house. You know, I like looking at my money. So at the end of the day, I've never been a big consumer until I met my ex-wife. I picked up a lot of habits from her, and I'm pretty sure. Nah, she ain't. If you ask her, she gonna tell you she ain't pick up no habits from me. You know. But if you watch my video when I was $40,000 in debt, I kind of give you a little brief scenario of what happened. Mhm. She ain't pick up none of my habits, but she did. She did pick up that $50,000 check that she stole from me. But anyways, oh Lord. Anyways, let me calm down because I'm really I'm in a better phase of my life. You know what I mean? And I hope one day I could put my story out there. And you know, and yeah, but I am in a better situation than I was when after I got divorced. And things are like opening up. So it's work hard, push yourself, be motivated, have faith, and I promise you, whatever you're going through in life, you will make it through. Um, so don't give up. Don't become unmotivated. Don't let no person, place, or thing deter you from what you got to do to fix your life. And we're all human beings. We know what's right. We know what's wrong. All right. So anytime you feel in you feel in your heart, you say, "I work hard. I deserve this shit." That's called a fucking emotional spending, meaning that you're gonna go out and spend whatever your heart desire, and then by the time you're done spending all that shit, and you're back to work, and you look at your bills, you're more in debt than you were the day before because you use a very detrimental fucking saying. I work hard for this shit. I deserve it. You don't deserve shit. You don't. You didn't put the skin on around the bones. You didn't put the air in the air so you could the air in the air. That's weird. How else can you say you didn't put the air in the air? I just thought about that. You didn't put the oxygen. My bad. The oxygen in the air. But isn't air and oxygen the same thing? Damn. We gotta make a whole video about that. But anyways, you didn't do nothing. You don't deserve shit. All you deserve is to work hard, be obedient, and get to that next level. And I've learned delay gratification rather than instant gratification. You guys need to look it up, get a book on it, read about it. Practice delayed gratification, and I promise you, delayed gratification lasts a lifetime. Instant gratification can only last for the moment you got the whatever you wanted. All right. So work hard, be obedient, do what you got to do. But I'm gonna try to come out. I say it every time. I'm gonna try to come out with more videos of this, that, and the third. But technically, this is gonna be the last ride. Um, and we're gonna go on to that next phase of my life, man. Y'all see the Broker Talk. If you guys didn't see the Broker Talk Lounge, go on to my last video, my last live. You can kind of see the setup. It's not done, but I just want to show you guys that I was dead serious about building the Broker Talk Lounge. It's gonna be a lounge where we're all gonna kick it, go live, 4K video, all that good stuff. We're gonna go live. We're gonna have some drinks. We're gonna talk shit. We're gonna build up this community, right? And also I'm gonna tell you about other, credit, fix your credit, starting a business, doing an LLC, how to do it the right way, how to build your business credit. I just showed you, if you watched my last video, my last live, I showed you my business credit card. And it ain't no fake bank. It's a real bank. If you really want to know what bank I'm talking about, go on my last live, look at the last live, and I'll show you where my business credit card is at. I worked to build that business credit up. So I have business credit. Ah! Ah! Sorry, I don't want you guys to know where I'm going. But we're gonna have a lot more talking. I'm gonna see you on the next one. You guys stay safe. Enjoy your Friday, and we'll talk later. Yo.